Hey YouTube, this is Raj, and today I'm going to be talking about something you may not think about when enchanting items, and that is enchantability. So I've been doing a lot of videos about enchantments and how to enchant your armor and items, and one thing I've sort of skipped over because it's kind of unusual is enchantability. But today, I am actually going to talk about it in detail. So why don't we get started and talk about enchantability? So what exactly is enchantability in Minecraft, you might be asking? Well, what it is basically a number that relates to the material and the item, or the material and, okay. So what exactly is enchantability in Minecraft, you might be asking? Well, it is basically a number that is based on the material, the item, or the armor. It's kind of all over the map. The best way to explain it is with durability. So usually when something has high durability, it has low enchantability, and when something has low durability, it has high enchantability. So it's kind of the reverse of durability is the easiest way to explain it. The reason this is useful to understand what it does is in relation to the enchanting table. So when you put an item into the enchanting table, there's this complicated equation. So it takes the enchantment level. So basically, if you have like 15 bookcases around an enchanting table, the maximum level of enchantment is level 30. So it takes that 30 number, and then it takes half of the enchantability. So if you have higher enchantability, you'll have a higher number here. And then it takes two other random integers. So it adds this number together, and this is basically it allows you to get better enchantments if you have a higher number and less enchantments with lower number. So the best example of this would be sharpness. So you can't get sharpness 5 with a diamond sword putting it in an enchanting table, but you can get sharpness 5 with a gold sword. The reason is because of the enchantability. It has higher enchantability, so you can get better enchantments. So the reason enchantability is important is because you can get better enchantments with it on items that maybe aren't that great. So what I'm going to do is show you the enchantability of certain items. Well, I mean all items. So here's the material, the armor enchantability, and the tool and item enchantability. So as you can see, wood, obviously there's no wood armor. That would be amusing though. Why don't we have wood armor? That would be cool. So yeah, 15 for the enchantability of tools. Leather, it has 15 armor enchantability, and obviously you can't do leather tools, but you can see those are similar. Then for stone, it's NA, but you have 5 enchantability for swords and items, so it's actually pretty crummy to enchant your stone, unless you're a sociopath. There's iron, so it has 9 enchantability for the armor and 14 for the tools, which is pretty good. Chainmail 12, which is pretty good, and non-applicable. Obviously, you can't do chainmail tools. And diamond is 10 and 10. And obviously, remember, diamond is really high in durability. Gold is 25 and 22, so it's way ahead of everything else. And then books are 1 and 1. So as you can tell, the diamond compared to the gold, it's almost 2.5 times more durability for the gold than the diamonds. And if you compare the diamonds to everything else, it has less enchantability than chainmail, armor tool, or iron tools, even leather armor, and sword tools for wood. So you can actually get, it's possible to get better enchantments with wood tools versus diamond tools, which is kind of weird. Also, but there isn't a huge difference either there, so it's 5. So that's kind of the idea, I think, with enchantability is to give you kind of a trade-off. Either you can go with high durability items, which might not produce as much enchantments, but you could go in the reverse and use something like gold, which has better chance of enchantments, but not as great durability. So I think that's what they're trying to do with enchantability. So what I'm going to do is a little test. So I have 3 different kinds of chest plates here. This is very unscientific, so we have the max amount of bookshelves, and let's see what enchantments we get out of this. So well, that's pretty good. Unbreaking 3. Unbreaking 3 and Protection 4. That was, so you can tell it's a very, I got really good enchantments from the gold one. Let's try the leather one. So leather, I'm also getting Unbreaking 3. So that's pretty good. So I got really lucky with this leather tunic, as you can tell. Unbreaking 3, Fire Protection 4, and Thorns 2. Thorns 2 is pretty pricey too. So that was pretty impressive. So Protection 4. So that's kind of interesting there, as you can tell. So the gold ended up having the same enchantments as the diamond, and the leather ended up getting better enchantments. So as you can tell, you can actually, even though enchantability, there's a higher chance of better enchantments on things. If you look here, it's possible you could end up with the same types of enchantments, even though you have different items with different enchantability. So if you're asking my opinion on this about enchantability, I would say I always value durability more than enchantability. So obviously, as you can tell, you can still get pretty good enchantments even with something that has lower enchantability. But it's important to understand this, just so you understand why you can't get specific enchantments just because an item doesn't have as much enchantability. And just to understand the stat, because it's kind of an unusual stat that you may not think of, and it comes into the equation when it comes to the enchanting table. So it's definitely a stat you should know about. So that was the enchantability in Minecraft. It's not something that comes to your mind when you're thinking about enchanting items or enchanting books, but it is a key part of the enchanting table and the equation for choosing enchantments. So it's definitely something you should understand and be aware of, even though it may not be the thing that pops out to you or is overly useful to know. At least you know it now. So if you're interested, I've been doing a lot of video about enchantments, enchantment guides. I'm going to be going through everything involved in enchanting, so you have a good understanding of everything that's in Minecraft about enchanting. So if you like this content, please give me a like. If you want me to keep producing content, give me a subscribe. You can always leave a comment. I appreciate that. And stay classy, YouTube. This is Raj.